So here we have our new tank, Reptile 1. It's actually the Reptile 1 120, which is 4 foot. It's a lot deeper than the other one. And there's our two yellow belly sliders, Tubbs and Edward. Tubbs are the one 4 spots on the belly, and Edward's the one with a lot of spots on the belly. Bought a new lamp the weekend. That's a UVB one there. That's the UVB, which is for ultraviolet, and that's the UVA for the heat lamp. Nice large basking area. Just need to get a few more plants, and that's it. As you can see, the water is very clear, and we're not running any external filters. I've seeded the filters from our tropical fish tank, which is up there. That's just got 2 fluval U4s in it, and I've put 2 sponges out of each filter, and I've put them in that filter there, which is a hang-on filter, and it's working a treat. As you can see from the water, it's absolutely spotless, well, within reason for turtles. We wanted to get an external filter for it, but being it's so low on the floor, we can't get the external filter underneath, so it won't work. And if we did put it by the side of the tank, it's got a good possibility of it burning the motor out. So we're just going to see how we get on with that. I do 20% water changes weekly. The biggest mistake most people do with filters is wash them in tap water. The chlorine just kills all the beneficial bacteria. Then you're left with the dirty, smelly, ammonia rich water which stinks. And as you can see, our water is lovely and clear. And I'm quite lucky really. I've got another tank there as well. Because what I do, I siphon the water out of that tank into there after the water change. Because I normally change the tropical fish water when it gets to about 40 parts per million of nitrate, which to be fair is absolutely fine for turtles. That's nitrate, not nitrite. And then I put purified water into the tropical tank, so everyone's benefiting really. There you go, there's Tubbs and Edward. Tubbs is on the right with the 4 spots, and Edward's on the left with a few spots, well, a lot of spots. And we got our old Gibbicep in there. Very much similar to a Precostomus, but it's not a Precostomus. And they can still go to about 18 inches. We have been feeding them live crickets for a treat. But I'm just going to give them some dry now, just to show you. You ready? And Tubbs always does this. Put the food in. Drops all over her head, and she doesn't even realise it's in the water. And you point and you show her where it is, and she's well away. Gibbicep must be hungry to come to the top of the water like this. Being it's a relatively new setup, the gravel, we got plum, slate and plum, I think it might be granite, but we do need to put a few more bits of bogwood in there, which will benefit the turtles somewhere just to stand on, so they haven't got to keep getting out to Basking and just stand and have a nice breath standing on something. And a few more plants, but that's it. We don't want to overclutter it, because we want to have maximum swimming space for the turtles. I mean, if you would have had a pair of map turtles, for instance, because they don't grow as big, you know, you can get away with them in this tank a lot easier. But the yellow-bellied sliders and all slider turtles, as a rule, do grow quite big. The females grow up to 10 inches. Males are normally smaller. Well, they are smaller, about 8 inches. But every turtle's different. And everyone gets on fine. As for the Aqua One hang-on filter, it's only got 2 filter sponges in there. I've removed the carbon. I've just put an additional sponge filter in with it. It seems to be doing the job absolutely perfectly. Because we do feed these quite a lot at the minute, and they produce a lot of waste. And that's after a water change. It should be due another one in a couple of days. That'll be coming up to a week then. And the water, I mean, and there's nothing in the gravel. Nothing at all. I'm very impressed with the Reptile One 4-foot tank. It's a Turtle Pro 120. Very impressed with it. So the actual hang-on filter is actually a Reptile One 480 litres an hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, being that the 4-foot fish tank above has 2 700 litre an hour pumps. But it's doing a very good job, slow and steady. We've got a 300 watt, well, guarded heater on the same side as the basking area. If you can't feel it by touching, but this side of the tank is about 1 or 2 degrees warmer than that side of the tank, which is absolutely fantastic. It's worked out brilliant. And you can see down there's the inlet to the filter there, and it's actually pumping there, which isn't ideal if it was like in a fish tank world, because really you want a good circulation to get the whole flow around. But we need to have a couple of degrees temperature difference between the basking area and the normal area, and the movement of the turtles itself is enough to circulate the water in that tank pretty much everywhere anyway. So let's give them a few more. While I'm feeding them now, I'm just giving them some dry King British, it's actually turtle and terrapin food. It's complete food, got the vitamin D and everything, all the supplements in it. These turtles are coming up to 2 years old. We hadn't given us. It's actually a friend of a friend. If you've seen the other video, you'll know. And to be fair, they've been looked after to an extent, but they haven't got the knowledge. I mean, I didn't know anything about them, but I know enough through my fish keeping about water quality and how to keep things. So first thing we did was buy a bigger tank, because we had a Reptile One, the Pro 60, which is the smallest one, which is the 2 foot, but it's nowhere near as deep back like this, because this tank there holds as much water as that full 4-foot tank does there, and this tank's only half full, and it actually holds more water. So we had to get a UVB bulb and a new light fitting. I think they paid about £20 for the actual lights. We got the medium size one, and about £25 for the bulb, because it's just for the shell and for the general well-being really. The previous owner did have the appropriate basking light, to be fair, which is good. But the shells are hard and there's no defects in it, so because they're young, they've probably got away with not having the UVB. But now they're in good hands and they'll be well looked after. Any questions, please feel free to ask. Or any advice you want to give me, then please tell me. It's hard to get the whole tank in, because all these tanks are actually on a narrow boat. So I can't really get far enough back. They're only 6'10" wide. inside, so and obviously there's the other fish tank, and then move round. We've got the Malawi tank, and that's actually got a rare blue crayfish or blue lobster. Anybody wants a Reptile one? Pro 60. I'm selling the old one. If anyone's interested, might make me an offer. I'm in the Midland area, Staffordshire. So if anyone's interested, then let me know. Say bye.